Imagine this. You have a car or a plane, whatever, and you want to go somewhere, and maybe you know where is that somewhere, but you have no way to track if you're actually going there or not. This is the best example I can give you why a website, a business that doesn't track their leads, especially phone leads, would not be able to succeed. Phone tracking is essential for anything that we're doing, especially when you talk about local businesses. We want to know how people find us. We want to know which channel generate more leads. If we are doing any type of marketing, we also want to know the return on investment, return on ad spend, so we can compare which channel actually helped us more than the other. So if we know that there are, I don't know, let's say SEO or Google Ads, whatever, those are two channels, or Google Business Profile, those are 2-3 channels that help us quite a bit, then we don't need to focus on other channels where the return on investment is really, really low. By having call tracking, we can also see if there's any issue when it comes to our operations. Because you might receive the phone calls, but if you're not answering, then what's the point, right? So you can have a full insights on what's going on when it comes to lead generation marketing. At the same time, you can see if you as a business owner are operated as it should. And lastly, something that a lot of businesses don't know is if you have a high volume business, meaning that you receive a lot of phone calls, forms, etc., with the time, you can create lists of past clients and use those lists to find new audiences that are lookalike like your original audience. So those are some of the main factors why you should track all your leads, especially your phone leads on your website. If you run campaigns, especially paid ads campaign without call tracking, there are several risks. Number one, it's hard for your campaign to focus on the specific North Star metric that you want to achieve. So if you want to have lead generation or the cost per lead to be less than $100, but you have no way to declare what exactly is a lead for you, then why do you expect the campaign is going to perform well? Especially right now with AI. AI, by the way, is a sexy term, I would say, when it comes to paid media that comes from machine learning. You basically want to say, this is the signal, which for us is a lead. This is what I want you to achieve, and I want you to do all the actions and all the necessary work. So we go through, all this process to achieve that goal. If you have no way to declare the goal, if you cannot track your leads, if you cannot track your phone calls, then it's impossible for any paid channel to understand what you're trying to achieve. So there's a high chance you're basically going to fail. Digital Track uses call tracking and is basically one of the main, features that we insist quite a lot with a lot of businesses, and basically 99.9% of our clients have that. By tracking all the leads, by tracking the channels that work quite well, but by understanding the users, they pain point, by understanding the return on investment, it's easier for us to go to the client and say, look, last year we spent, let's say, 100K on this channel. This is how much we generated. This is how much we generated from the other channel. This is where we should focus. So it's really easy for us, not perfect. It's really easy, or it's easier for us to basically show value of our work, show value of different channels, and show where should we actually focus for the next period of time. There are a lot of businesses where tracking, I would say, is essential and mandatory. I remember for a pest control company where we were able to track all their leads, and through the years we could see the increase on phone calls, but we could also see the increase in revenue. And those were two different metrics, but through the years we could see that there was a high correlation, and I would say causation, between the number of phone calls and the number of the revenue that the business was doing every year. before working together, they have no call tracking, no idea of which channel was working and what they're doing. After working with us, they were able to scale approximately 25 to 30% every year through paid media, but also with the fact that now they're able to track everything. And if there was an issue, like let's say they didn't answer 30% of their calls or some other issues, we could actually address that directly. So I'd say this was an amazing example where call tracking helped us to see the insights of the business and see the correlation between lead generation and revenue generation. If someone isn't using call tracking, I would say they're flying a plane without a radar. If you fly a plane without a radar, it's hard for you to understand where exactly are you going. Are you going the right direction, wrong direction? And you have a higher chance to crash the plane. The same applies for your business. Call tracking is number one task on anything that you do. So if you're a local business, call tracking is essential for whatever you're doing.